Got the picture there of Audrey Hale, the trans shooter who perpetrated the school shooting yesterday. Former pupil at the school and a female-to-male transition, which was quite convincing, apparently, because obviously, mindless violence is traditionally a masculine, a male trait. But what's interesting is a lot of the coverage of this has focused on the sort of misgendering and the appropriate gendering of the perpetrator. CBS tweeted that they were on the scene and they were trying to ascertain the gender of the shooter, which seems bizarre, as if the next season of CSI Nashville is just going to be forensic experts picking through the debris to find pronouns. And also, it doesn't really matter. I don't think you can worry about... Preferred pronouns are a politeness thing, and you don't need to worry about being polite to somebody who's massacred children.
And is indeed dead.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. But I mean,
the police have rushed in and shot through the head, of course.
I mean, the other thing that I've noticed, which is, I think, even more distasteful, is a good deal of American media has immediately asked whether this has been effectively caused by the anti-trans legislation in Tennessee and so on, and a sort of climate of hatred towards trans. In any other shooting, you would always say, has this been caused by the shooter being emboldened by a wave of in this case, would be anti-Christian or anti-educationalist or whatever.
Which there's plenty of evidence. There's a cult of victimhood in the gender woo-woo cult, and they demonise people as Nazis and excuse violence against them. And also there's the fact that she was given hormones to transition to being a man. So testosterone one of the side effects is aggression, violence, impulsiveness.
It's quite interesting that I've seen a couple of people say, just again online, is it more dangerous if you get a sudden surge of testosterone at that point in life, when you haven't sort of been socialised, when you haven't been conditioned by the expectations? Boys, when they go through puberty up to the age of about 22, 23, are experiencing that kind of, aggression, and society knows how to kind of go, I know, boys will be boys, but there are limits. You get knocked down and pushed back to an extent. If you suddenly experience that in your mid-20s, I don't know, maybe there are...
I can imagine that might be a factor, and yet, as far as we know, there's no evidence to suggest that this is anything other than a red herring. I mean, it's one of many shooting incidents.
No, but there have been...
It's a commonplace.
But there have been four. There's a lot of evidence. There's been 4 shootings. It's 4 mass shootings by people who are either transgender or non-binary. So the Colorado Springs, Denver, Aberdeen and Nashville mass shootings.
But the whole troubled people now hang their hat upon a contemporary issue, which is body dysphoria. And so perhaps it's not so remarkable, is it?
I think
troubled people who do things like this are also part of that whole debate.
Seeking self-diagnosis.